Hello, Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and I read a lot, let's just put it this way, and there's a couple things that I understand really well, and the whole diabetic progression is something that I understand really well. And it's a pretty strong statement to say that diabetes is, in almost every case, a choice based on the lifestyle that we lead. Certainly there's chemical exposures we have. You look at things like Agent Orange, like those people were on a huge trajectory to develop diabetes, but in 99% of the cases, it's the choices that we make. And unfortunately, once somebody's diagnosed with diabetes, it means that the choices that you are making is leading you in that direction. As we get older, the same diet, as we lose muscle mass with age, that same diet can now lead to diabetes in the future because we've lost muscle mass. That's one of the reasons why, truly fighting off diabetes is not just about diet. It's not just about exercise. It's not just about stress. It's not about supplements. It's not about chemical exposures or environment. In our environment, it's about everything and how we put them together. So when we look at this particular study, looking at 73 different randomized controlled trials on the risk of cardiovascular disease they identified 8 different dietary patterns, and one of which being the usual diet. So basically don't make any changes. These did not include exercise. These did not include avoiding phthalates and BPA and PFAS and PFOS, the perfluorinated compounds, stress management. This was just diet alone on the ability to have an impact on cardiovascular disease in people who were diagnosed with diabetes. And what they found was that, interestingly enough, I certainly have had my share of discussions with carnivore people. The high-protein diet was not well represented. It did okay, but when they talk about high-protein diet, they're talking about 25% of calories or more, not 85% of calories, because we are not carnivores, we're omnivores. So of these dietary patterns, the low-carb approach led to the most weight loss, but the Mediterranean diet is the one that protected the heart the most. That makes sense. The Mediterranean diet has a really good track record of protecting against fill in the blank. Heart disease, diabetes, all of those are on the list. The one diet that didn't make a difference was the current diet. So in other words, not changing your diet was the only thing that was not an option for lowering your risk. So in other words, if you're diagnosed with diabetes, something has to change. Otherwise, you are looking for a slow slippery slope downhill into worse and worse health. So you need to make a decision about whether you're willing to change or whether you're just willing to accept that bad things will be coming. And medication can only do so much. It may make a short... So if you go to your doctor, you're diagnosed with diabetes, and all they recommend is, hey, some simple dietary changes and medication. This study suggests that is not the answer, that you have to change your diet if you're going to lower. Because whatever diet put you there in the first place is not a diet that you need to continue with. As always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs information, and subscribe to the channel.